Most people think stopping work means quitting your job forever and never earning another euro. That's not what this is about. Stopping work isn't about being rich. It's about removing financial pressure so work becomes optional. It's about choice, leverage, and flexibility. And honestly, that's far more achievable than you think. In this video, we're breaking down exactly what it takes to create enough wealth to stop working. Not in some distant fantasy future, but in realistic, practical terms for people living in Ireland right now. Let's get into it. So what does enough wealth actually mean? Here's the thing, there is no fixed number. It's not €1 million, it's not 2 million. It depends entirely on your life. If you own your home outright and have low monthly expenses, you need far less than someone renting in Dublin with kids in private school. If you're happy living simply, you need less than someone who wants holidays twice a year and a new car every few years. Enough is personal. It's tied to your lifestyle, your housing situation, your family, and your expectations of comfort, not luxury. This is what I call your freedom number. It's the amount of wealth you need to cover your expenses without relying on our paycheck. And once you hit it, work stops being mandatory. It becomes a choice. Let me walk you through 3 realistic Irish wealth bands and what each one actually allows. These aren't targets, they're ranges. They're meant to help you calibrate what enough looks like in practical terms. First, around €750,000. This is lean independence. You can stop working, but you're living carefully. Your expenses are low. You probably own your home. You're not splashing out. You're drawing maybe €25,000 to €30,000 a year from your investments. And when the state pension kicks in at 66, you add another €15,000 on top. It's modest, but it's freedom. You're not rich, but you're also not trapped. Next, €1 million to €1.2 million. This is comfortable, flexible life territory. You've got breathing room. You can afford a decent standard of living. You're not worrying about every purchase. You can take a holiday. You can help your kids a bit. You're drawing €35,000 to €45,000 a year from your wealth. And again, the state pension tops that up later. This is where most people feel genuinely secure. You're not living large, but you're living well. Then there's €1.5 million and above. This is strong margin, low stress, true optionality. You've got buffer. You can handle surprises. You can be generous. You can take risks because money isn't tight. You're drawn €50,000 to €60,000 a year or more, and you've got reserves. This level isn't about luxury. It's about never feeling financially pressured again. You can say no to anything that doesn't serve you. Here's what matters more than any of these numbers: housing costs and tax. If you're mortgage-free, your freedom number drops massively. If you're still renting or paying a mortgage, you need significantly more. And Irish taxes mean your net income from investments is lower than the gross BICS. So when you're calculating your number, factor in reality, not headlines. Now let's talk about the real driver of wealth. And it's not what most people think. It's not income, it's savings rate. High income with low savings leaves you trapped. Moderate income with high savings gives you freedom. Let me give you an example. Person A earns €80,000 a year, but spends €75,000. They're saving €5,000 annually, which is about 6% of their income. Person B earns €50,000 a year, but spends €30,000. They're saving €20,000 annually, which is 40% of their income. Who reaches financial independence first? Person B, by miles, because savings rate compresses timelines. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep.
This is why lifestyle inflation is the silent killer. You get a raise, you upgrade your car, you move to a nicer place, you eat out more. Suddenly you're earning €20,000 more a year, but saving the exact same amount, or worse, less. Earning more without controlling your spending doesn't solve anything, it just resets the treadmill at a higher speed. The people who create real wealth aren't necessarily high earners, they're disciplined savers. They increase income and bank the difference instead of spending it. That's the gap between freedom and perpetual work. So how does wealth actually get built? Time plus compounding. That's the engine. Wealth is built slowly, then suddenly. The first €100,000 is brutal. It feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill. You're contributing every month, the market goes up and down, and the number barely moves. But once you hit that first €100,000, momentum kicks in. Your money starts earning meaningful returns. €100,000 growing at 6% adds €6,000 a year without you lifting a finger. That's more than most people save manually in a year. Then 200,000 becomes 212,000 without contributions. Then 300,000, then 500,000. The snowball effect is real, but it requires time. Here's what people get wrong. They wait for the perfect moment to start. They wait until they earn more. They wait until they understand investing better. They wait until the market feels safer. And waiting costs more than mistakes. Every year you delay is a year of compounding you'll never get back. You don't need perfection, you need consistency. Boring investing works. Contribute monthly, buy broad index funds, ignore the noise. Don't trade, don't tinker, just stay in the game. That's it. That's the strategy that builds wealth for normal people. Now, let's talk about Ireland's specific realities, because this matters. Ireland has high income tax, one of the highest in Europe. If you're earning €60,000, you're not taking home €60,000. You're taking home maybe €42,000 after tax, USC and PRSI. That means salary alone won't free you unless you're earning enormous amounts and saving aggressively. You need leverage. And in Ireland, the biggest lever you have is your pension. Pensions in Ireland are exceptionally powerful because of tax relief. When you contribute to a pension, you get tax relief at your marginal rate. If you're a higher earner, every €100 you put into your pension only costs you about €60 net. That's an immediate 66% return before your money even gets invested. Inside the pension, your money grows tax-free. No deemed disposal, no exit tax, just compounding. Now here's the key. Pensions are not just for old age, they're a core part of freedom planning. You can access your pension from age 50 if you leave your employer scheme. That's 15 years before the state pension. So if you're 35 and maxing your pension contributions, by 50 you could have a serious pot of money accessible. But pensions are locked. You can't touch them before 50 in most cases. So you need a two-bucket strategy. Pensions for later life, investments and savings outside your pension for earlier flexibility. If you want to stop working at 45, you need accessible money to bridge the gap from 45 to 50. That's where ETFs, savings or other investments come in. Yes, Irish investment taxes are high, deemed disposal at 38%, CGT at 33%, but having accessible wealth is worth the tax cost because it gives you options your pension alone doesn't provide. The strategy is this: max your pension first, get the employer match, get the tax relief, build your long-term foundation. Then, if you have surplus income, invest outside your pension for flexibility. This gives you both later life security and earlier life freedom. That combination is what actually works in Ireland.
So, what does stopping work actually look like in real life? Because it's not what most people picture. Most people don't retire in the traditional sense. They don't stop working forever at 45 and never earn another euro. What they do is remove urgency and fear. They move to part-time work because they can afford to. They consult a few days a week instead of grinding full-time. They take 6 months off between jobs because they've got the buffer. They say no to bad managers, toxic environments, or jobs that don't align with their values. That's what financial independence actually gives you. It's not escape, it's leverage. You're still productive, you're still engaged, you're just doing it on your terms, not because a landlord or a bank is breathing down your neck. Some people stop entirely, but most don't. They just slow down. They work because they want to, not because they have to. And that shift, that mental shift from mandatory to optional, changes everything. It removes the desperation. It lets you breathe. That's the real prize. Now, let's talk about common mistakes people make, because I see these all the time. First,
waiting too long to start. People spend their 20s and 30s thinking they'll get serious about money later. Then later arrives and they're 45 with almost nothing saved, staring down another 20 years of mandatory work. The time to start is now. Even small amounts, even imperfectly, just start. Second, overestimating required wealth. People think they need €3 million to stop working. They don't. If you own your home and live modestly, €750,000 might be enough. If you're mortgage-free and your expenses are low, even less. Don't let an imaginary number paralyze you. Figure out your actual freedom number based on your real expenses, not some aspirational fantasy lifestyle. Third, underestimating lifestyle creep. Every raise, every bonus, every windfall gets absorbed into a nicer life. Bigger house, better car, fancier holidays, and suddenly you're earning twice as much as you did 5 years ago, but saving the same amount. Lifestyle creep is invisible. It happens gradually, and it's the reason people with high incomes still feel broke. Lock in your savings rate. When income goes up, savings go up, not just spending. Fourth, chasing returns instead of building habits. People obsess over finding the perfect stock, the perfect fund, the perfect crypto trade, and they ignore the boring fundamentals. Contribute consistently, keep fees low, stay invested. Those habits matter infinitely more than picking winners. Wealth is built through discipline, not genius. Here's the closing message I want you to take away. Wealth is about options, not escape. It's about removing financial pressure so you can choose how you spend your time. It's not about being rich, it's about being free. And progress matters more than perfection. You don't need to have it all figured out today, you just need to start. Save more than you spend, invest the difference, let time do the work. Most people are closer to financial independence than they think, not because they're secretly wealthy, but because they overestimate what enough actually costs. So, here's what I want you to do. Think about your number. What does enough look like for you? What would it take to make work optional? Not to never work again, but to remove the fear and urgency. Drop a comment and let me know. What's your freedom number? And if this video helped you think about wealth differently, hit the like button and subscribe for more practical Irish finance content. We're building a community of people who want financial clarity, not hype. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.